Gauri is the mother of Shri Ganesha. And she produced Shri Ganesha because she was having a bath, and to protect her chastity, she created Shri Ganesha. In the same way, Kundalini is the Gauri, and we have got Ganesha sitting in the Muladhara chakra. So we have Muladhara as the abode of the Gauri, of Kundalini. And the protection of the Kundalini is done by Shri Ganesh. As you know, Shri Ganesha is the deity which is for our innocence. Only Shri Ganesha could be there in that position because, as you know, the pelvic plexus looks after all the excretory functions. And it is Shri Ganesha only who can really stay there without getting dirtied by the surroundings. He's so pure, he's so innocent. While the Kundalini is the virgin mother of Sri Ganesha. People have started talking against Mary by saying that there was something wrong. How could a virgin get a child? Because we do not understand it is God. And in the area of God, anything is possible. They are above all these things. And they can create anything. And in any way, Ganesha had to be born out of a virgin because he was so pure. So Kundalini has to be supported by Sri Ganesh. If Sri Ganesha is weak, then Kundalini cannot be supported. Sri Ganesha has to support her in the awakening part, first of all. When the Kundalini is getting awakened, Sri Ganesha stops all the functions that it has to perform. All the functions are stopped. So that you must have seen I sit for 9 hours, 10 hours sometimes. I don't get up. Because all functions of Sri Ganesha, everything stops when the Kundalini is rising. She is fully supported and looked after by Sri Ganesh. Kundalini is the energy that you know which gives you your ascent. But it's a virgin energy. It's an energy that is detached. It doesn't get attached to any center, to any function. Only one function it has to do is to slowly and steadily pass through all these centers, nourish them, give them whatever they like, whatever they want, whatever they can bear. and slowly and steadily open the Sahasrara. She's coiled up in 3.5 coils. It has a mathematical significance. Why 3.5 coils? She's, I think in my book I have described about her. But though she is a virgin energy, still she is so wise, so sensible, so loving, and so caring that when she rises, she doesn't give any complications to you. She doesn't even make you feel that she's rising. In some people she does, when the people are not normal, some obstruction is there, then you do feel. But normally, you do not even feel how she is rising. She goes up in a way automatically, supported by the whole mechanism. When she rises from one center to another center, the lower center first opens for her to enter in, and then it augments. It closes down so that it can keep the Kundalini in its place. Then it goes higher, there again, till it pierces through Sahasrara. This ascending of Kundalini goes on. This is what is Raja Yoga. That is not artificial, something outside, but a spontaneous working of the mechanism is Raja Yoga. As I always say that when you start the motor car, all the mechanism starts working by itself, but by just moving the wheel, you cannot make the car move. In the same way, when the Kundalini is rising, she rises spontaneously and passes through these 6 centers. That time she also at Vishuddhi, she opens the Vishuddhi. And when she emerges through 8, at that time, the tongue is little bit pulled in, just to keep the flow on. This action is called as khechari. So, when people are very deeply in meditation, those who have achieved great heights in meditation, they find suddenly they get into khechari situation, or we call it mudra. In that state, as if some nectar starts flowing from your palate. If you move your tongue upward like that, you will feel the cool coming down your tongue. And try that. Now this you don't have to do when you are in deep meditative state. It starts cooling down your tongue slowly as automatically you get into khechari state. As far as Sahajogis are concerned today, there are very few who really feel that way. The reason is we do not meditate. We do not pay attention to our realization also. We talk about it quite a lot in the West, especially we discuss it more than to do something about it. We have to meditate every day, just like washing our hands or just like cleaning our teeth. We have to in the morning time meditate, and also in the evening we have to meditate. We have to meditate both the times. Otherwise we cannot rise, we cannot grow. Just to think that we are realized souls, we do not become. This cleansing has to be done every day, in and out. And this is why none of the experiences which are described are felt sometimes in Sahajayoga, and people ask, Mother, how is it we don't feel the kechari? Because your attention is not also there where it should have been. So one has to try to meditate in such a manner that this working of the Kundalini is facilitated. The chakras are cleansed out, and ultimately you are in a state of meditation. It's not a question of how to go into meditation. But it's the question how to be in meditation all the time. So as you know that Kundalini, when she reaches the Agya Chakra and when she opens Agya Chakra, then you can be in thoughtless awareness. Then you don't think. Thinking just stops. You watch everything, just watch. But you do not get involved into what you are watching, but you just watch. And that watching itself gives you the growth within. Think of the tree which is, say, in a turmoil or during earthquake. It won't grow. When the earthquake stops, everything becomes quiet, everything is peaceful, then only the tree can grow. In the same way, our growth can only take place if we are peaceful within ourselves. So for a Kundalini growing wider and wider and rising higher and higher, first thing is we must have peace within ourselves. But this peace is possible if you can make really peace with others. If you cannot make peace with others who are in Sahajayoga, who are in the collective, if you are in a turmoil, this Kundalini can never rise. That is why collectivity is so important. Without collectivity, your Vishuddhi cannot open. And without collectivity, you cannot have the growth of your spirituality. If the growth of the spirituality, as they say, the tree of life is upside down and the roots are in the brain. And this Kundalini has to go and water that brain. As we water the roots, then it starts flowing downward. And that's how we start expanding. When you start expanding, then you touch the depth of your divinity. And once you have touched the depth of your divinity, then you start working it out in such a manner that people will know that you are yogis, you are people of higher realm, you have something great. It is not how many times you read something, it's not how many times you talk about Sahajayoga, it's not even how many times you just go on reciting names, but how many times from your heart your pure desire is to ascend. If this pure desire cuts upon you, then the first thing and the last thing you will do is to meditate. You can't do without it. Even if you try, you can't do without it. If you will sleep without meditating, you think, oh, I have not meditated. Not out of guilt, but I have missed something. I have missed something. That should happen to us. So this power of Gauri has to be respected because she is our mother. She is our individual mother. She has given us second birth. She is the one who knows all about us. She is so gentle, so kind. How she slowly rises. She doesn't give us trouble. She takes all the trouble of penetrating through these centers and she gives us the second birth. Because she understands everything. She knows everything. She organizes everything. She brings forth all the beauty that you are. Once you start developing that beauty within yourself, then you will be surprised how powerful you are. Because all these things are of the same nature. Is the truth that you discover, is the same as the beauty, is the same as the joy. You don't have to think that joy is separate, truth is different, beauty is different. Because we are not yet at that point, we just take one facet. But once we reach that point, then the whole thing seems to be one. There is no differentiation at all. It's all one. Many facets of a diamond, but it's one diamond. And that diamond is yourself, your spirit. So today is a very great day. We have to thank our mother, our Kundalini, the Gauri, for giving us realization, and to know that we have to every time awaken her. Every time we have to expand her, and every time to worship her, so that we always keep our realization intact and keep our ascent intact. It is this ascent which is going to transform all the human beings. So you have to pray to her that keep us pure, make us pure. She purifies you. Her job is to purify your chakras. So please purify us, make our hearts clean, our minds clean, everything clean, and ultimately keep our connection forever and ever lasting, so that we feel this beautiful power of God's love flowing through us. For that, whatever is necessary, we will do. We will be very much in the collective, we will sacrifice anything, and also we will try to be very sensible. We will try to spread Sahajayoga, because when you spread Sahajayoga like a tree, then the depth will grow also. But it has to be done with the same beauty as the awakening of the Kundalini. She has not troubled you. She has not given any problems to you. So, from that one has to learn that we have to behave in a manner the way Kundalini is so gentle, so sweet, so nice, so effective, and she brings our life to some meaning. She completes the meaning of our life. She completes our desires, and she takes us to a point where we start seeing the whole thing, the whole universe as one, all human beings as one. She gives us collective consciousness. All this work is done by Kundalini alone. Of course, if she does not go to any chakras and does not awaken any deity, we cannot even have the fruits of those chakras being awakened. So it is all her work, all her ascent, all her understanding and wisdom which has given us this beautiful state that we call ourselves as yogis. So I would request you all to pay attention to your Kundalini. Try to raise her all the time. See that you get your vibrations. Also see that not only that you get your vibrations all right, but also for others you have a different attitude. Do not criticize others. Do not say anything about how wrong they are, but just see how right they are and what good they are capable of. She is a virgin and still so wise. In the same way, we have to be very wise, very sensible. We cannot afford to waste our time now, because we have to save the whole world, and it is our responsibility. If we do not now work out even our own chakras, we cannot help anyone. So first of all, we must work out our own chakras, and then we can help the whole world. It's not something like a cult or an organization where you just say, I belong to this cult or this organization, so all right, I'll be saved by God. That's not promised in Sahaja Yoga. There's nothing like a ticket to heaven. It has to be worked out. You have to work it out, and work it out with full understanding as to what is this Kundalini is and how she works. May God bless you. मुलं नाही तर तुम्हीच लोक पाय धुवून घ्या पाणी आणून एक कप चहा सांग पाय धुवून घ्या
Divya Varni Gavanai Lokapala Vandita Purnata
The leaders have to wash my hands. Have to have 14 ladies. So there are not 15 but at least 8 ladies if you can have married. How many married ladies are there?
Married ladies, how many are there? One,
I-
two,
I
three,
count
4, 5.
Then you got Leandri here.
She will put the line for you, then you start. Ella should choose line silent. It should be equally the same. Will you be able to do the line?
Would you like to sing us Haza for Ali? Haza.
I think sing one in between some, because she's still time. Let's sing this one. Adima. Now come now. मर्यादा बांधा, इसका किनारा बांधो। नहीं एक्चुअली पूरा चालू చేసుకోండి नाही नाही चालत नाही. माझा फक्त पायाच्या खाली आपण वरती जे हात आपण चंदन हे आहे देवीच्या फक्त पायाला जातो वरती नाही, बाकी सगळं देवाला चालते. मला नाही. You read the horoscope for them.
The Mokshakranta, the Mokshakaraka planet should be in the 9th Dhammasthana, showing that the Dharma that is established within is not outwardly, and is the truthfulness. This planet gives the capacity to go all alone. Lanya being aspected by Jupiter and like Ganesh, aspected by Jupiter, is an added strength, giving one the capacity to become the world guru, Jagat Guru. Venus or Mercury is the ruling planet in all the cases. Both are there, it is excellent because both the planets are Gyan Karak.
Jnana-karaka means that gives you the knowledge. Knowledge on your central nervous system as well as knowledge on your mental health.
It may be noted that these combinations are present in the horoscopes of all the above mentioned personalities in different quantums. Case of Shri Mataji.
Different quantum is Ansha. Ansha means part, quantum.
In the case of Shri Mataji, all these combinations are present in full strength. Number 4 combination, number 5 combination, particularly observed to be very strong in the case of Shri Mataji as compared with the others. 4 is the world guru, Jagat Guru, and 5 is the planet which has the as Mother was saying, the mental knowledge and the knowledge on the central nervous system. So those two are strongest and stronger in Shri Mataji than in any other of the named deities.
And also it's complete. They are saying that they are on Shavatara. That is their part of it. But in my case it's all complete. I mean, it's really fantastic, I must say.
Shri Mataji is born in Gemini Langa,
Lagna.
whose lord is Mercury, with moon in Bharani, Nakshatra, whose lord is Venus, which means she is under the ruling aspect of Mercury and Venus. Shri Mataji is born with 13 years and 11 months. What does that mean?
Cycle.
Our cycle is 13 years and 11 months. The balance of Venus Dasha, meaning pleasant and happy childhood. Then there are figures. Oh, I see. This is penny stock. That is that. Now we're talking about the balance. The pleasant and happy childhood is from 1923 to 1937. That's the first 13 years cycle. Then there's a 6 6-year cycle or 6-year period. Thereafter, the sun's period of 6 years indicates tougher periods, spiritual and political activity of intense nature. That would be the time, Shri Mother, of the independence.
Yeah.
The next is a period of 10 years. Thereafter, the moon period, that was the sun period of 6 years. Now, the moon period of 10 years, indicating clear-headedness and deep contemplation of mass enlightenment, political and spiritual activity. That was until 1953. Now, the next period of 7 years is the Mars period of 7 years, from 1953 to 1960, indicating travelling and a lot of changes. Then Rahu's period of 18 years. Rahu is a divine planet giver of intricate knowledge of Brahma, inner soul searching, the search for the en masse awakening. This claims that between 1960 and 1978, Shri Mataji discovered all the answers to all the questions.
Further also is given what was on the speech to me, but just now, just given it a cycle.
Now there's a period of 16 years which goes through to 1994. The Jupiter period of 16 years, spreading of Sahaja Yoga, the Guru principle throughout the world. Thereafter, Saturn will govern for 19 years. That's from 1994 to 19 years. When it will spread Sahaja Yoga in the whole world. Saturn means the masses, the Virata, and Shri Mataji will witness Kalki, Mercury power, manifesting through the whole world. According to the birth horoscope, the Sahaja horoscope of the 5th of the 5th, 1970, that's the horoscope taken on the first Sahasrara day, Jupiter passed through Libra. Jupiter, 5 and 7.
So started.
Jupiter will again pass through Libra in 1993, and Sahaja will blossom in the entire world. So that's the next cycle from 1970. The next one is 1993. Shri Mataji is born with Rahu Nakshatra in Ascendant, Mercury, Gemini, Moon in Bharani, Venus, Nakshatra. Clearly indicates that Rahu means films, TV, radio, was the ether principle for Shri, and that Venus means music, film personalities, artists can help. Mercury is the ruling planet of the present day politics. Sahaj can enter through present political system. Ah, that's interesting, Mother. That's interesting. In other words, the present political system, the stars of the present political system and the stars of Shri Mataji come together at this particular time. In the early Indian politics at the time of the Jawaharlal Nehru and Mahatma Gandhi, the ruling planet was Venus. Thereafter, the ruling planet of Indian politics has been Mercury, as all the important political events took place on Wednesday.
I was born also on Wednesday.
It may be noted here that Shri Mataji has both Venus and Mercury as her ruling planets. Thus, she has full sway of the past and the future of Indian politics. This is further confirmed from the horoscope of 5/5/1970, the first Sahasrara day horoscope, which is almost identical with Shri Mataji's horoscope, having Gakshetri. Let me set all the A's here. No, that's okay. Gajja Kesari. With Jupiter in Libra. Saturn aspecting Sahaja Yoga, Sun exalted. From this we see that from the 15th of August 1990, Sun's period is up to the 15th of August 1996, period 1990 to 1996, during which all great souls will be attracted to Sahaja Yoga and have their inner spiritual ascent, purification. And then on the 15th of the 8th, August 1996, for 10 years, Moon's Dasa is starting. That is, it goes to the muses, and the work is the masses, and the work is completed up to the 15th of August 2006. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
This one here. It's just the one paragraph at the bottom.
Yes, continue.
There's two diagrams here, one showing how closely associated Shri Mataji's horoscope is with the horoscope of the first Sahajayoga. 3 planets. The relationship here between the planets, which is exaltation, and there's another aspect of these planets which is double, which means double strength. Venus is totally free from any malefic aspect, giving her the name of
Nishkalanka.
It says Nishkalanka. It's got some more on the end. Yeah.
Is the incarnation of Nishkalanka.
With divine combinations, just pointing to us who she is. I bow to the Almighty God, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who is the Nishkalanka avatar about which our Puranas are speaking in centuries. Copy this for you, more detailed. Read. Study.
You have to make copy of it. I think it's better everybody should have it. Whenever they feel rejected, they can read it.